You're listening to the Oh My God podcast. Here, we talk about all things godly, all things womanly, and nothing is off limits. I am Zelda, your host, and together with my special guest, we will begin to uncover and discover what it really means to be a Jewish woman today. See you inside. Hello, Sarah.
Hi, Zelda. Thank you.
Oh My God podcast.
Oh My God podcast.
Yeah, it's so good to have you here. I met you at a pop-up in Montreal.
Oh yeah, I'm wearing a Zelda wig today. Isn't it beautiful?
It is beautiful.
Yeah.
You came to the pop-up and I was so fascinated as you started to share about your journey, who you are. You are a really cool singer.
I guess so.
Yeah, and you write your own songs, you write your own music. Mm-hmm. So what is that called? Like a singer-songwriter?
Well, I'm a singer-songwriter. I'm a mixing engineer. I'm a band manager. I wear many hats.
Wow, that's amazing.
Especially the nice ones, because I'm a diva.
Right, and as you were sharing, we started to get into conversation about your religious journey, your Jewish journey. I would love to explore that, share that with our audience. A little bit about who Sarah Sokle is.
Right. First of all, I wasn't born Jewish. I'm French Canadian. And in my 20s, I did my conversion to Judaism in an Orthodox way with the Lubavitch community. So I went through the Vadair, and the life of a convert isn't easy. Being an artist, it's difficult too. I was always an artist, and started when I was 15 years old, but I was not Jewish then. Yeah, it's been a journey. Yes.
Wow. What made you decide that you wanted to explore Judaism?
I could give you a conservative answer, but I'm a person that have a lot of depth. To me, and what brought me to Judaism is music. Wow. Because when you write a song, you get into the King David's hours, which is sort of like a meditative state, where you become a Kelly and you just receive. So it's very strange to do that, to be able to do that and translate something that is high into something that's more human, with words, with a storytelling. It's a strange process that I wanted to be able to do at any moment that was happening back then, just once in a while. Mm-hmm. And in order for me to do that more, I thought I could learn about my soul, because I believe the songs come from the soul. I'm sorry, I have a French accent. Sometimes I'm looking for words. Please bear with me.
Yeah, you're
music comes from the soul. It comes from Hashem. The soul is connected to Hashem. And this is something I knew. This is a concept that I knew. And I wanted to know more about the soul, so I could go to this meditative state where I write songs on demand, which I'm able to do now. If I'm putting myself in this mood, I'm able to receive the music. Sometimes it comes with words. So the reason for my conversion comes directly from music. It stems from this very special place.
Wow. So before you converted, you tapped into this every now and then. So you feel like you tapped into your soul? How do you understand that now, back then? Meaning, I feel like according to what I understand, and I could be wrong totally, so you could correct me, but for what I understand is that as Jews, we have a certain soul.
Yeah.
And non-Jews have a different experience, right?
No.
Or is that wrong?
I think we have a human experience.
But in terms of the soul, like tapping into the soul. What do you
probably
think
have Jewish blood
right.
from my ancestry, and it's probably more than 1 on 60, like for the kosher. And it's probably more than that. In my case, I feel like non-Jewish people, they have similar concepts actually, but a bit less explained. But the Torah is in us, because we're also like anybody. We're creation. So there's concepts like the soul, where the music comes from. I mean, if you're a non-Jewish person and you're asking yourself where the music comes from, you're going to say, oh, it comes from my heart, comes from my head. But wait a second, it's too beautiful for me to create something from nothing. So I need help here. It's too beautiful. It's touching. It's like, that's amazing. I can do that. I can write a song in 5 minutes. What is that? You know, so you have an awareness that God is, Hashem is here, you know, and it's like spiritual concepts. It's strange.
Yeah, it's
a lot
very
of
interesting.
Strange things are happening in the world. And if you take a moment to smell the flowers, you do realize that some people are able to do that, and you don't need to be Jewish to do that.
Right. No, and of course, there's so many genius artists out there that are totally not Jewish.
Yeah.
Of course, I thought maybe you can share some insight into that process with me of what you think changed between your conversion.
I think I never changed.
You don't think anything changed?
I think it's natural for me.
So you don't think that by going through the conversion, anything changed for you? No, I don't mean in terms of specifically your music.
I lost a little bit of freedom. But to me, it was always natural.
You felt like you were always like the same.
I would go to the synagogue and hear the songs, and I don't know, it's natural. There's no like stuck up. I don't know how to explain it. I come from I'm French. In Canada, all the French people are they used to be obliged to be Catholic, you know. So I a little bit grew up in that from a really totally non-Jewish, non-Catholic family. But to me, becoming Jewish was just natural. It was like,
wow,
okay, I found people like me that are a little deep.
Right.
You know, because I was too deep maybe and I see the rabbis, how they talk about their soul and how they, like the Judaism is itself in shul, and the people, how they help each other. It was always in me. Mm-hmm. I think for somebody to have a Jewish soul, becoming Jewish feels natural. So I felt like home. I felt like, okay, these people are like me. And all this time when I was a child, because now I've been a Jew for half my life, and the other half I was a child.
Right.
I didn't feel like I belonged as a child, even in my own family. So when I came to Judaism, I was like, okay, so strange. These people are like me, you know? And I don't know. I like it. This is how I am. This is how I grew up as a human.
Right.
So it's such a part of me. But I also have like from my culture, you know? So it's a strange life. But, you know, I was made strange, I guess, as an artist.
Wow. But now you said that you feel like you could tap into that experience more frequently.
Yes. So my songwriting process is very, there's no space, there's no time. I feel like I'm in a zone. It's like being, excuse my example, but drunk. It's like being drunk, where you're just drunk a little bit, but you're still aware of what's happening. So there's no space or time. I can walk back and forth. And for me, it's the loop. If I put chords on a piano, on a guitar, I like the strings. Anything that strings inspired me more. I don't know why, but when you take chords and you play them in a loop, it's like trying to look for something that doesn't exist. I'm searching. So if I put myself in this searching mode, then it comes. And I never know what's going to come, how it's going to sound like, and I don't like to plan. You cannot plan. I cannot say, oh, I'm going to write a song on this Tehillim, this text is talking about this, that. It's not logic. It has to be pure.
Wow.
In order to be pure, you have to get rid of all these things that give you a structure. You put the structure after. First, you receive. So this is my songwriting process. I'm just like going free into this mode, and sometimes I just write whatever words comes out. Like I could say now white, velvet, green, bottle green, you know, sea glass, and like just write that down. And then I would be like, okay, I'm gonna write a song about the beach, about like a beach house. You know, that's an example. So I go like this, and I just associate, and I'm not sure where I'm going. Sometimes I come from the beach house and I end up somewhere in the forest, like, you know.
Right. Wow.
And it's interesting when I look at it after, because during the process I don't pay attention to what's happening. Sometimes I look at it, I'm like, oh, I don't know, maybe I keep this part. But sometimes it's just, I wrote a song called The Queen, in 15 minutes.
Wow.
And when it's happening, it's like, do not bother me. I call it going to the cave. Don't ask me why, but it's like going to a cave, and if my kids are there, they know. It's kind of like, no, don't talk to me. Don't talk to me. I have an idea. I can't. It's like a wire. I can't. Leave me alone. And then I go and I go from the piano to this, to that, to walk, to I need to go out, and I'm like a mess.
In a zone.
I'm like, what?
Like in a zone.
In a zone, yeah.
You know, like they call it like the flow state or something, when people are like in a work mode and they're just like in flow, where time stops.
So I have a lot of objects in my office, little, not statues, but little objects that, like a snowball, like things like that. And sometimes I just like to pick them, and it doesn't matter what I'm going to pick. It's a part of the process too. So it's like tactile. It's like I do whatever I have to do, touch every instrument I have to touch to go back to something, and then write. And my office is like a mess. But at the end, I use what I create, look at it like a painting, and I'm like, it kind of looks like that. And then I put structure to it, like verse, rhymes. Oh, I'm going to correct this one after I go into the logic part. So it's like the breath, the soul, and the mind, and the heart too. Mm-hmm. So it's like the whole of me is working that. And that's I believe, I don't know what's my mission in this world, but I believe this is a part of my work, because I feel like it's a work.
For sure.
A spiritual work in this world.
And it's a gift that you have to be able to channel, especially the way you're describing. It sounds like you kind of like get out of the way and you allow this to flow through you.
Yeah, I'm a channel, a Kelly.
Yeah.
And sometimes I hear like instruments. So I will do it with my voice, and I send it to my musicians, like a saxophonist, and I'm like, I did this run, I want a solo like that. Do that. And I'm singing it. Now there's tools like Doubler. It's a MIDI tool that you put inside your software. I use Pro Tools. And you can do any instruments you want with your voice. So you're calling the vocals, and then it comes out in an instrument, like a sax. I can sing a sax, I can sing a beat, and then it comes out like a drum. So I can really I'm like an orchestra, how do you say this? A maestro? Yeah. Maestro. Yeah, music maestro. So I have this all, sometimes it appears like a map, because I do software, I'm a mixing engineer too. So there's different lines, and it comes like a map. I'm like, okay, 3 drums, okay, like 4, I can organize things like that, and manage teams of musicians. That's the hardest thing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, it's so fascinating. You sound extremely talented. I mean, I heard your music and I think you're incredibly talented. I was like, I need to get you on the podcast. So I need more Jewish women to know about you.
Oh, thank you. It's very, that's very nice. And that's why I flew here.
That's what my mission is. Everyone watching this episode is gonna listen to you. It's just, you're fascinating. Your voice, you're so professional. Like, you don't see that a lot in the Jewish music world. And I could say this because I'm not connected to any of the Jewish music singers, so I don't feel like I'm like, insulting anybody or being, everyone, there's always an agenda someplace, somewhere. I feel like I don't have an agenda here at all. I think I heard you, and you are so incredible. And
thank you so much. You're incredible too.
We need you on Jewish stages. We need you on Jewish women stages. And I know that now you play...
They're not accessible very easily. And I think Jewish women don't do it because it's not allowed.
What?
And music for a woman is not...
So I know that there are some really amazing women that perform for Jewish women only.
But they are limited. Only. They're limited, and that's where I cannot be, because I cannot enjoy the full potential of my gift in terms of what should I write about. And it's okay, because there's Jewish people from all stages of religious levels, right? But I think a lot of talent is in the Jewish community, in different women's, but they don't allow themselves to go to places because they want to write about the Tehillim, they want to write about Jewish subjects, or they sing only in Hebrew. For me, it was very difficult to go in the Jewish world as a French Canadian. There's things. Like sometimes I'm feeling like people don't know where I come from, so they have questions, and they shouldn't have questions. They should embrace me because I'm likable.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's not
you mean
to
like,
like?
You mean like you feel like they judge you?
Yeah.
So I feel like that's like a human condition, you know, that we judge.
We will be judged anything we do. So yeah.
But I think that
people don't care about that. Just do what you have to do.
So like, just from what I've seen, like you have so much talent, and I'm excited to see you on Jewish stages. But I would love to actually talk about that, like your songs, and what do you write about? I know that we were talking briefly about Twisted Games.
Yes, so it took me 3.5 years to write Twisted Games. In Canada, we had really severe COVID rules where we had curfews, and we were limited at 2 people in the music studio with masks on. Wow. And there was police around, and it was like, so my musicians couldn't go in and record with me in the same room. So it was like little bit by little bit by little bit.
Wow.
It was complicated,
wow.
But I did 13 songs, took me 3 years. I wrote 12 of them, wow. And it's full production, meaning I'm not just with a guitar. It's like guitar, saxophone, bass, 3 tracks of guitar, back vocals, like it's like wow. A song, you know. I have vintage trumpets, I have 26 collaborators on the album. And I had to manage different themes also, because sometimes you have a musician that's too slow, one makes mistake, one doesn't show up, one like it's always like a big mess. Yeah. It's difficult. And each song took me, for the songwriting, sometimes it takes 2 months. You do many different recordings until you get to what you want to do and change it and add different instruments to it, and then you go in studio and record for at least 4 days just for the vocal tracks. So 4 full days from morning till supper time. Wow. And then you go back for the back vocals 2 times. It's 6 days per song. Wow. So it's so much work, and I did for 12. So I went all the way. I didn't want to do a single or an EP. It's 5 songs. I wanted to do a full album. And with that
EP
amount of work,
5 songs?
You have to take it out because it's a lot of money, a lot of time invested.
Yeah.
And I sacrificed a lot of myself. I feel like when I go in studio record, I feel like it's like the soul is leaving me. It's not leaving me, but it's kind of like I'm giving out of my soul. Like you can imagine in yourself smoke. I'm giving it from my soul, and I feel empty after I gave, you know?
Wow. Wow.
It's a gift you share.
Do you have a ritual or how to get back to yourself after that kind of experience? Just a lot of rest.
I don't know. I'm
to replenish.
We have replenish. I know, I'm just giving because I'm like that. I'm just I'm very, I'm a hardworking person, and I'm going to push. But when I'm doing a show, I'm Aretha Franklin. Okay, Aretha Franklin is this big woman, and I'm 300 pounds, and I have a face, I have eyes, nose, I created a face. So when I'm on stage, I'm Aretha Franklin, you understand? I'm 300 pounds, and I have a voice. Wow. And I'm possessed during the show. Sort of. I'm Aretha Franklin. And when I come off the stage, I'm me, the person you're talking to now. And I'm actually a little shy. I'm a little, I can be a bit of an introvert, but not exactly.
Different from stage.
I'm totally different. And that's when people come to me and they're like, oh, I love your show. It's so nice. And they're like, oh, thank you. It just comes automatically. Yeah. But I like to go to my parents' house in the forest. It's a little, apple picking. I'm a little Canadian girl at heart. So I like to resource myself with the waterfalls. I like water and forest to connect. And Beautiful. It calms me down from all the stress. And
can you share a little bit about what Twisted Games is about?
Yeah, I can. So the name says it all. Twisted Games. It's about, I think I tried to, for a long time, about 15 years, to to do music for a Jewish woman. I did an album called My Sacrifice, and it was a total flop. I got like 15 downloads on mostly music. No one knew about me, and I didn't know how to get out there.
Wow. You worked for her? What do you mean?
It was in English, because I don't really speak Hebrew. I read it, but I don't speak it. I can do phonetic, learn a song in phonetic. But yeah, so it was a total flop. It was about what I gave for music. I gave myself. It's a promise I did to Hashem.
So what promise?
When I went to the mikveh, I said, you gave me music, but I'm not allowed to do it. That's what they put in my head. And I put my head in the mikveh. I looked at the wall and I said, I'm giving it to you. I'm going to sacrifice this gift to be Jewish, and I'm going to do it because this is what I want. And I put my head and I said, Hashem, I'm giving it back to you. That's what I said. And I put my head in the water. Yeah. And then a friend came to me and she was time. I went out of the subject, but she came to me with a guitar and she was like, sing to me. And then I started to sing. It was a bit stuck up in the beginning. And then now it's like,
But you felt that you had to give up music?
Yeah. They told me it's not allowed. A woman cannot sing in front of men. And I was, it's a bit of a trauma. If you convert, it's like there's a lot of things that are not allowed, and you want to do well. You want to do everything well. I so much wanted to do everything perfect, and I wanted to be good, and so I didn't allow myself to continue to do music.
Wow.
But so Twisted Games is about my frustrations. So I took the ugly and I made it nice, and I'm talking about it in a human way that is open. Perhaps it's not for the most religious public. There's holiness in it. There's definitely holiness in it because it comes from me and I'm Jewish. So it's about frustrations. It's about love. And some people I met on my way. I wrote a song called The Queen. So my neighbor, she divorced. And I wanted to say, I'll be the queen because that's what I am. So the Queen, and I inspired myself from also non-Jewish singers like Prince. I don't know if you know Nothing Compares. He says, it's been 7 hours and 15 days since you took your love away. So I wrote, it's been 5 days, 1 hour, it's been 5 days, 1 hour. And then I said, since you took your name away.
Oh, wow.
So I started a bit like Prince. And it became the queen, Prince, the queen.
Right.
Wow. But it became something that's my own.
But who took whose name away? What did you mean by he took the name away? It's
the last name.
Oh.
Divorce.
Oh. That you got divorced or your
neighbor?
No,
not me, my friend. And sometimes it's just things like that will inspire me, and that makes me like, oh, why this is happening?
Right.
So instead of being like, oh, why this is happening? Why this is happening? I made Twisted Games.
Yeah.
Because people go through situations where, why is this happening now?
Right.
And it should be made beautiful but real.
Yeah.
Like this is real things. You don't say, oh, it's okay, it's Hashem's will. Our human nature makes us in a way that you have to be realistic. This is happening to me, I don't like it.
Yeah.
So I'm talking about that and I make it nice. Like,
wow.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
And I think that, I'm talking for myself.
And there's love and other things that are nice on the album too.
Yeah. But I'm saying for myself, talking for myself as someone that is observant and is religious.
Yeah.
I'm not looking to listen to music that's only in Hebrew when I don't really understand the Hebrew. I want music that could talk to my soul. I feel that, And so I think that there's so many Jewish women like me that want to hear about your journey.
Oh, really?
Yeah. In your songs and listen to your songs. I believe it 100%.
When you do that, you also get into my head how I see the world. It's like looking at a painting, Picasso, or like everybody has a style. So everybody has a light to share.
Yeah.
Different styles, different faces.
Yeah.
And uniqueness. There's something unique about every artist. When you say you're very talented, I'm thinking about all these women that I see talent in. And I feel small. I don't feel like I'm on top. I don't feel like I want to discover what's in other people. Like, what's your gift? What's your uniqueness? I'm very interested in discovering what's people, what are.
And that's beautiful. It's beautiful to discover about others, but it's also amazing that you're not shying away from your gift.
And you have a gift too. You have a gift to bring people together and like make people feel comfortable. I saw your Instagram is amazing.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Your Instagram, you're so modern, warm, and you make head covering a good thing. I've been covering my hair for forever since I'm married.
Yeah, I would actually love to talk about
orthodox.
that.
I'm actually very orthodox, but I'm like the cool orthodox type.
Right. How is your hair covering journey been?
I cannot take off my shaitel. I can't. You know, sometimes for me, I like women with all these scarves and tichos and things like that. It's beautiful. But I feel as a Canadian woman from America, that is a bit like a costume. I don't want to go outside and be seen with it. Because it's like a costume or something from another culture. Or like, I'm thinking, I don't know, like Morocco. Or but there's many people that go with Israeli, know, it's a scarf. For me, I need my shaitel.
You want your hair.
And sometimes I even wear it indoors because I don't realize I'm wearing it and I just don't want to take it off. So I wear shaitels all the time.
That's amazing.
I like it, it's like a part of me.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I like my Zelda
It's amazing that there's such a thing as wigs, because a hair covering would be hard without it.
And I'm incognito. I do not want, my religion, the way that I do Pesa, very extreme Pesa, Lubavitch, like extreme. I'm extreme. Schmaltz, salt crystal.
Why? Because your rabbi was like that?
No, because I'm like that.
You're like that?
Yeah. I'm very extreme. No factory, like it's like you're peeling everything, like cases, big carrots, because otherwise it's difficult, it's too small. Too much peeling. My hands, I have gloves because your hand gets color on it. I'm very extreme, actually. And I lost the subject.
It's okay. But when it comes to hair covering, you feel that it's not difficult.
The first time I put the shaitel, it was like a Lubavitch style shaitel. I thought was like in the style with bangs and like a little dark. And I put it on and I thought I looked older when I got married. And I took it and I threw it on the wall. And I told my husband, I can't wear this. And then he put it on. And he made fun of me, and then I laughed. He was like, it's okay, And after I started to wear it, and I was like, oh, I don't know, I don't really like it's falling. It's like, I thought it was a bit, odd. And I was blonde before, and I went dark because I wanted to look Hasidish, Wow. I'm so pale, so I wanted to look like Outremont, like bells, So I wanted to go more extreme. But when I went back to blonde,
become extreme religious?
That's what converts do. You go there, and then after you get back to who you are, you accept Judaism within yourself. You don't need to be, because you have this idea of what is a Jewish woman, and you want to be that, and you're not really yourself. You're trying to be someone else. And then after a while, you get back to who you are, and you're like, okay, I'm going to integrate Judaism now to who I am.
Right.
So when I went a bit lighter, I felt more like myself, and now it's like, I don't want to take it off. It's like, it's me, it's an extension of me, my shaitel.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
You converted after you got married or before?
Before. I didn't know my husband. I converted by myself.
Wow.
I was 21. Wow. Yeah, and I had to leave my parents' house, go live in the city, and my father told me, what are you going to do? You can't leave the house. Who's going to take care of you? Who's going to make sure you're safe? You're going to the city? What you're doing? If you go, you're gone.
Wow.
You don't come back, you're gone. You go, you're on your own. And I had a small Hyundai. I put my mattress in the back and I went to live in another convert's house.
Wow.
We shared an apartment in the city and I was so scared because I come from a really nice neighborhood and the city was like the street, everything was scary. And I went to a small synagogue, Israeli synagogue, and it was kind of like a food bank. So it was like very poor. Everybody spoke Hebrew, so it was like an immersion, And I was so scared. The neighborhood, I would come and close my car, the door of my car, go to the apartment quick, and call my father. Okay, yes, Dad, yes, I'm going to the apartment now. Yes, okay, I'm at the door. Okay, bye. You know, go
Wow.
in and then close the door, lock the door.
Wow, you're really scared.
Yeah, I couldn't sleep for 2 weeks.
Wow.
Just the sound of like it's not nature. It's
So
not
you
quiet.
came from
it was
an
loud.
insulated,
Like a place like you know, like.
And how did you meet your husband?
How did I meet my husband? I saw him at the shul. So I remember, you know, the Chabad, they have the mechitza and a little bit of lace. So it was an Israeli Chabad shul in Montreal. And I saw one of them had a red beard. It was different. It was different. All of the Baruchim had black beards, and I was not converted yet, but I was like, oh, this one is different. I don't know, it's red beard. So I saw him, but I couldn't talk to him, and I was very respectful. I never spoke to him. But during my conversion, I moved into a family, because you need a Jewish family, and I was young, and I was alone. And so I found this Israeli couple, Rami and Ella. And they took me in their basement. And when I converted, he came to me and he said, Sarah, Mazel Tov, you did your conversion. Now you can date. And I was like, whoa, I just did it. I don't know about that yet. He was like, oh, no, it's okay. Maybe you come to First Shabbos. And he brought this guy.
With the red beard.
Yeah.
Wow.
And they kind of did the parent thing. They like, okay, you guys can talk, and then we're eating. We're not like looking at the end of the table.
Wow.
So what do you do? It was very like okay.
He was shy.
Yeah. It was very
kind of like one of those dates that they call it bisho in like the Hasidic community, you know?
Yeah, so I had a full Chabad wedding with in the face. You should have seen my grandmother's face on the pictures. I mean, she was like, what is this?
How did your parents take the whole?
It's strange. You know, my parents are very open. They're from the 70s. It's kind of like whatever I choose. We're very liberal in Quebec, in the culture. So whatever I choose, it's my life, you know. But they had to deal with this situation. So my father put a kippah for my wedding. And so my father and his friends had kippahs, and they were drinking with the rabbis. And my mother was like, tudu rabo. She would go to the store to buy kosher. Is this kosher?
Oh, wow.
Tudu rabo. And then people just told me, they're looking at me a bit weird. It's because it's toda rabba.
That's so
tried,
funny.
you know. But yeah, it's they're having a weird experience.
Yeah.
And this is how I feel.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, oh, now they're used to it. But my father had an outburst one time. I brought him to a restaurant, a meat restaurant, and he really wanted his butter on his bread.
Oh.
And I was like, oh, this is how it's coming out. Like, I don't know.
Wow.
Why there's no butter here? And usually he says nothing. He's very polite, but that was like the butter. How come they don't have butter here?
Couldn't get over that one. Wow. That's so interesting. Yeah, definitely a very cool experience.
Yeah, but they're accepting.
And do you feel like pursuing music in the Jewish world is something that you would do in the future?
I would like that. I'm not sure I would sing the classic Hebrew songs. I feel like
music,
I would exactly. I feel like I would rather make my own stuff.
Yeah.
If I can have someone make the traduction of my lyrics into something that rhymes or like something interesting, and like if I had usually when I work, I like to do like co-writing. So I would like to do that. Maybe if someone that's skilled to a good level to do the translation of my lyrics, and then we can work together something. And I would love to do that in a Jewish world, but maybe you're my door to the Jewish world.
Yeah, I would love it. That would be such a blessing for me to make that introduction.
And I would make sure everybody knows about it.
That's not, for me, it's like if the right person sees you, and to me, it's a no-brainer. If they listen to you, if they see you perform, the talent and the skill and the expertise, the professionalism, it's really amazing.
I didn't reach my higher level yet. I'm on my way.
That's
I want to get a
I don't
Juno
see that.
award.
I see like Adele status, you know? That's what I see.
They say I look like Adele.
I definitely see it. I see the, you know how she has like that fire also
fire.
on stage?
Yeah.
Like like the feisty fire, even though you are timid,
Demure.
like here,
Yeah,
demure.
this is like
you are that here on but when I saw the music, it's like a fire.
I'm afraid it's like sometimes I'm thinking maybe it's too much. Like, you know,
No, I think it's
not
amazing. I don't think it's too much.
Ideas about what is it to be a Jew, like, you know,
Right.
to be like tznius, and like, so I'm like, there's an internal battle inside of
Right.
me that prevent me from letting go completely, you know.
And I think
but if in a Jewish environment, if I get used to it and I can really reach my full potential, but again, you have to be able to live from it.
Right. But that's why I think it's amazing that to have the audience of Jewish women, because I do think that there's a reason why we have Kol Isha. I think that it is a very seductive, beautiful power that women have to sing. I don't have that power. I have no voice at all. But I'm saying that there are, if we're gonna get into the intricacies, there's definitely halachas pertaining to men listening to women singing, but I think it's when she's present. I think that if she's not there.
The truth is, and you need to ask your rabbi for that, please do. I'm not a rabbi, I'm just me. But I've been told that, you know, there's a halacha and it belongs to the Jewish people. Non-Jewish men don't have halacha.
Oh, interesting.
You're allowed to sing, but they're not allowed to hear. And that's not your responsibility.
Right.
Like, you can hide.
You're
like,
allowed
I'm
to
online.
sing?
For example, I'm online. Some people told me, oh, you cannot be online. People can listen to you. Hey, wait a second. There's at least 3 or 4 steps before you get to hear me. First, you have to type my name. Then you have to click. Then you have to press play. That's
Right.
already 3
layers.
You know, Judaism 3 is very important. That means you did it, you know? And I'm not the person at the end of the keyboard
I know that if they can't
clicking
see you.
in the mouse. So
no, for sure.
I cannot be
believe
responsible
that. For sure.
for what.
But I do
men
think
do.
that there is a connection similar to the hair covering of our power and containing it, channeling it. And I think that the what you feel after you perform and you feel like you gave your soul away, I think it's because it's so connected to your power.
Oh yeah.
You know, and I think
that.
that channeling it and containing it, and it's so totally okay. I mean, I'm not here to say if it's okay or not, but I think that wherever you are in your journey right now is amazing.
But you know, there's a moment when you have someone that wrote a song and they're performing it. There's a moment where you are really connected with the action and the moment. You are so connected with the moment that you're having light.
Yeah.
And this is when you shine and people stop and they stare.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm waiting for my moment, my big moment. If I don't do it when I die, it's going to be my responsibility and I'm going to regret that. So people that criticize singers or people that go for their dreams, they're wrong because they're not going to do it for you. You can regret, you know, all your life, I want to do what they want. You have to do what you want, but everyone's mission is different, you know?
I think it's amazing that you're pursuing your mission because I think little girls watching
I don't know what's my mission.
Watching you use your God-given talent.
I want girls to not do exactly like me. I want them to do them.
Exactly like them.
Like, do you, and whatever you want to do, whatever is your dream, go outside of your zone, find out what you like. If you're very Hasidish, don't just focus on like, I need to work, I need to do this, and again, what do you like? Do you like horses? Did you try horseback riding? Did you like try to go on the water? And people have different passions and they should be doing that because this is where you find peace and you find your whole, you become whole when you do what you have to do. And it could be something different, a different dream. Like a girl might say, I want to design airplanes, but I can't because Judaism, I don't know. Just go and do the airplane.
Right.
If you're supposed to do the airplanes, you're going to get back to it. I went into teaching. And each time I'm coming back to music.
Right.
It's like I get a grant. I'm invited to a festival somewhere. There's no Jews. Like, it's coming back to me. And I don't create these opportunities. And I don't create this opportunity today with you. It came to me and I said, okay, I'm going for it.
Yeah.
That's me, like Ruth. You go for it.
Right.
I follow.
It's amazing. And
I don't know if I'm wrong, and if I am just...
That our signs and little signals from what we like to do is coming from our soul. Like, oh, I'm interested in the water or horses or this or that. It is coming from a more internal place. It's like our soul is directing us. But instead, often we get...
But there's the Yetzer Hara. It's a transformation.
Which is what confuses everybody.
But sometimes you have to go down in order to go up.
Yeah.
And you can be confused, that's fine. Everybody gets confused.
Right.
That's a human thing. That's a Twisted Game song.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
That's a real emotion. That's a real feeling. That's.
But there is a way to filter between the Yetzer Hara and a soul desire. Even though it's hard, but it takes a moment of intention and consciousness and being like, is this something that I want because it's like an animalistic desire? Like, I just want to eat, or I just want to, pleasure, enjoyment. That's a very and it's okay also, but it's a very primal physical level. And then there's the more internal, plebeious, like more subtle, where we don't have, I think everyone goes on this journey. When I became a Baal Tshuva, I think everyone has this experience where they want to be perfect, like you were saying. When you converted, you wanted to do
the right thing.
The right thing, the most extreme, like the highest.
Some people don't want to do the right thing too. You have two different kinds of people. There's the rebel, and there's the one that's like, I want to do the right thing.
Right, for sure. But if you're coming from a place of like not having and you want to do the right thing, so usually it's like coming from and then we balance out. But it also comes to a point where we could actually realize that there's a place that our physical desires could become one with Hashem if we don't, but it doesn't come from saying, oh no, it's not okay. Like everything's not okay. That's not how we could actually get in touch with our desires, like the soul desires. So it's actually a journey of, like you said before, about actually embracing, stepping into it.
It's a journey, it's a transformation. And sometimes you go here to go there you have to go there in order to go there because you need the understanding.
Right.
So
exactly.
We should never judge each other as women. Life as a woman is so difficult, it's so hard.
Yeah.
And when I see that, I don't like that. And I feel like you're a woman that's like, you go girl. That's how we should be. We should be that. It's hard.
Yeah, being a woman is definitely...
To be a Jewish woman, it's very difficult. We
have a lot of roles.
Yes, many hats.
Yeah, a lot. And it's
and nice ones, because we're divas.
Right.
We're queens.
Unless we're exhausted, then I don't know what I'm wearing. But that's why it's so important to take the time. Like, we are worthy. We are worthy of everything we want to give to our kids, everything we want to give to, to inspire other people. We ourselves, and I'm talking to myself when I'm saying this, I am worthy of everything I want to give to somebody else.
Yeah.
And giving myself that time to slow down, to get in touch with myself. What do I want to do today? Instead of just being bombarded with all the to-dos, all the responsibilities.
If you can do that, that's good. People in music can't do that. If you're a professional, you can't. You have to keep on pushing. I have days sometimes from 8 a.m.
It's hard.
And I come back home like 11:30, and then I'm working in the morning.
How do you take care of yourself?
4 kids.
How do you take care of yourself?
I don't know. I sing. Sometimes I'm just in the kitchen. My son is filming me, and in front of the microwave, there's like a stand. So I put my phone and I'm singing some karaoke to warm up and like do my vocal exercise. And I put my phone where the microwave is in my kitchen, and my son's filming me. My mom's like singing.
That's so funny. How old are your kids?
My oldest one is 16.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Do any of them sing?
I have three. I have two sing or three. We're a family of 6. I have 2 kids that cannot sing like my husband at all, and I have 2 kids that sing really nicely like me. So the Shabbos table is divided in 2 sides. There's the non-singers and the
That's
singers.
so funny.
Yeah.
That's really funny. I actually think that sometimes a lot of people marry the opposite. Like there's like the singer and then the not singer. I find that like almost like I'm kind of like tone deaf. My husband actually has such a beautiful. My husband sings so beautifully.
You don't want to sing us something now?
No, I don't sing. I don't mind singing. Like I could sing in the shower. I could sing. You know, if we're all having like kumsitz or whatever, I don't mind singing. But
I'm the one who's like, give me the mic.
Yeah, I'm not.
I want the mic.
And it's amazing because I would love for you to sing.
Oh yeah. Now here.
Yeah, you want to sing something? a little taste?
I ask first.
Right. No, only if you want to.
I don't know. You can hear me on my website.
Yeah, we're definitely going to link it. We're going to link it.
You know, I woke up very early today, 4 o'clock. Right. I flew from Montreal to New York and missed my flight. And I came here to see you. Because you're so special. You are very special.
I'm so honored that we met, that you came into that
I'm so honored that you believe in me like you do.
It's hard not to. I think everyone watching this is going to know exactly what I'm talking about when they click.
Hey, if you believe in me, give
it.
me a like.
Yeah, they will.
Click, yeah.
And hopefully we'll be able to arrange something where you actually come and perform. You know, it's been like maybe 8 years ago, but I hosted like a really beautiful wig event, and we had actually a Jewish woman sing at the event. So if I do something like that
again, there's wine.
We always have some alcohol.
Mimosas.
Oh, I'm a mimosa person too, or sangria.
I like how's it called? You know, the shiny dresses and the sequins.
Like a cocktail, cocktail party.
I'm very diva when I go
Nice.
sing. Yeah, why not?
That's amazing.
I assume myself.
I could see it already. I'm visualizing this beautiful event.
Yeah.
I love it. Thank you so much for doing this.
Yeah, thank you for inviting me.
For being here.
Yeah. And you should, also follow your dream. You have a lot of power under that shaitel.
I'm trying. I feel like now my job is to slow down a little. I feel like I'm also like you in the way of like do.
Yeah.
And I feel like now I'm entering like a season where I am trying to do less because
delegate.
I do so much and then I get burnt out. I get sick. I get so, frustrated and triggered.
You're giving your soul into it. That's what happened. When you give too much, you get sick.
Yeah.
That's how I feel.
So that's why I'm trying to now look at, all my stuff that I do, pick the priorities.
Delegate, share. I think it's so important to share and connect with each other. There was the year of Akel.
So true.
And it's like, it's continuing.
Yeah.
We need to have a reverberation of Hakel year going on like this in full circles, again and again.
Yeah.
And we need to connect. So maybe you should delegate and create a team, and make other people successful. And just if I do music in the Jewish community, I want to share. I want to do what people want to hear the right way, no matter what I do on the side. And I want to connect with other people. Yeah, I was supposed to meet another singer, Tzivia K, today, but I missed my flights. I couldn't go. Yeah, she's a great singer from Williamsburg, I believe.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hopefully you get to meet her tomorrow,
and
maybe.
She shares the same birthday with me.
Oh, wow.
13th of Elul.
Oh, wow, your Hebrew birthday.
Yeah, my Hebrew
Beautiful.
birthday. Yeah.
Very powerful.
Very powerful, yeah. I should definitely do something with her.
Yeah. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for this conversation. This was so special.
For hosting me.
Of course.